Pocket FM.
To unlock all the episodes, click the link in bio.
Trinity is struggling to focus on her studies. Her mate Mark is acting strangely, and she's feeling unsettled. Unexpectedly, Elder Frederick and a stranger, Caleb, Reese's cousin, and Beta of the pack visit her. Caleb, intrigued by Trinity's dedication to her studies, offers to help her get the textbooks she's missing. Despite initial hesitation, Trinity agrees to accompany him to the campus store. What is causing the strange behavior of Trinity's mate Mark? Why is Reese away? And what is the something Caleb found that he wanted to tell Reese in person? Will Trinity and Caleb's simple trip to the campus store be as uneventful as she hopes? What is the true reason behind Caleb's eagerness to help Trinity?
Trinity's inner growl of anxiety continued throughout the awkward car ride. Caleb was more than happy to drive through the tension. He checked if they were being followed the way that Vincent did. He even parked near the back of the empty parking lot like Vincent too. Caleb didn't move to open the doors the way that her guards did though. He must not have been trained to do that. But once she did open her door, Caleb rushed to the front of the car. He moved quickly like he was in a hurry. Trinity's lips pursed, then she felt it. A shift in the air. They weren't alone anymore, and based on the scent, their unexpected guests were wolves. Her eyes widened. Caleb? She needed to know that he was ready to do what he had to do. Don't worry, Trinity. Everything's just fine. He sounded completely calm. So why am I still worried? One of the scents smelled familiar. Trinity tried to turn and place it. Her eyes widened at how quickly her former guard, Leslie, zoomed to the end of the car. He blocked her from heading that way. Looking for me? Leslie taunted. His voice sent a shudder of disgust through her body. She hadn't seen him since the night of the marking ceremony. He was the guard who made her uncomfortable. She hadn't had to go into detail for Vincent to stop Leslie from entering her room that night, or for Reese to fire Leslie as a guard. A chuckle came from the left of her, and Trinity turned just enough to see Jeremy, another former guard. That was almost too easy, Jeremy said. Thought we'd have to plan harder. A woman's voice cut in. I told you we wouldn't. It was Donna, the hateful wolf who protested at Trinity and Reese's marking ceremony. Let's get this over with. All three of these wolves had her surrounded. Trinity's last turn meant the car was at her back, and she had a wolf on each side ready to attack her. What is this? She asked them. Leslie? Jeremy? Is this because we fired you? Leslie and Jeremy cackled. Why would we care about that? Why else would you do this? She asked. It's revenge, right? Leslie sneered. It was the plan all along. Your little freak-out on marking night just meant we couldn't get you from the inside like our boss wanted. We had to get creative after that. Creative? You're attacking a girl in a parking lot. That's the oldest trick in the book, she said. Leslie's nostrils flared. Good, stay distracted, keep talking. She baited them, saying, I thought I just had to worry about rogues and warlocks. I didn't think there'd be an enemy in my own pack. You're not my pack, Donna screamed. Trinity winced. She'd heard enough of that for a lifetime. For the record, neither are we, Leslie said. Jeremy and I aren't independent wolves looking for a home. He fake whimpered like a puppy. Jeremy picked up the whimpering act from his spot in front of her. Your bleeding heart alpha made the same mistake as his daddy. He took in strays, and he'll pay for it the same way his daddy did too. Trinity cut her eyes to Caleb then. He hadn't moved once during all of this. Even though she knew the answer, she had to ask. Caleb, are you in on this too? The shining smile from before was gone. He nodded with no emotion. Don't take it personally. I needed to take down Reese, and someone offered a lot of money to hand you over. It was a win-win situation, Caleb told her. Trinity roared. Traitor! Reese made you beta. But I should have been the alpha, Caleb corrected. That should be my house, my pack. Trini growled at Caleb. Reese would never hand his pack over to you. Caleb grinned then. He won't have a choice. It's the law. He can't rule without a mate. Trinity and Reese were fully mated and bonded. He had no claim over the alpha title, with or without Trinity. Let him find out the hard way. Caleb was the worst kind of enemy. He'd smiled in her face while orchestrating her downfall. You'll never get away with this, she told him before scanning her attackers again. The other three had sunk lower while she talked to Caleb. They were closer to the ground, aggressive, ready to attack. Reese will ruin you. Too bad you'll never know. Caleb snapped his fingers, and in an instant the four of them came at her. Donna slapped Trinity across the face hard. That's payback for what your aunt did. Trinity could taste the blood in her mouth from the force of the slap. She spat it, deciding at the last second not to spit it directly at Donna. She needed to ask the wolf something first. Is that why you're a part of this? Because my aunt slapped you? No, Donna barked. I don't want a wolfless as my Luna. Trinity ground out her next words just to hurt Donna. Reese wouldn't have wanted you if you were the last wolf alive. You're ugly and rotten from the inside out. Enough, Caleb roared. He was suddenly beside her. He snatched a fistful of her hair and twisted while pulling. Trinity cried out as she was wrenched to face him. Caleb, please, think of your family, she pleaded. Riley had been so kind to her. Lila was the mother that Trinity never got to have. Reese was only ever playful at home. Surely Caleb had to care about them. Family was the only good thing Trinity had ever known. Caleb snarled in her face. I've never understood families. They only get in the way. Night-night, Trinity. He brought a white cloth near her face. Trinity panicked, knowing what came next. Reese! She only managed to breathe his name once before the smell of the chloroform knocked her out.
Trinity's world implodes as she's betrayed by those closest to her. Caleb, the boy she thought was a friend, reveals himself as a ruthless traitor, driven by ambition and a thirst for power. With her trust shattered and her life in mortal danger, Trinity faces a desperate fight for survival. Will she be able to escape her captors? Will Reese find her in time? And what dark secrets will be uncovered as the truth about Caleb's motives unfolds? Hey, I am Trinity. Want to know what happens next? Then click the link in the description below and download the Pocket FM app and listen to the exciting episodes of Chosen by Fate, Rejected by the Alpha. Trinity's peaceful car ride takes a terrifying turn when she's ambushed by a group of wolves, including her former guards, Leslie and Jeremy. They reveal a chilling conspiracy orchestrated by Caleb, her seemingly loyal friend. Caleb, driven by a desire for power and fueled by resentment towards Reese, has betrayed Trinity and planned her capture. As the truth unravels, Trinity faces a desperate fight for survival. Will she be able to escape her captors? Can Reese find her in time? And what other dark secrets will be revealed as the truth about Caleb's motives unfolds?
As you can see, gentlemen, my company has maintained phenomenal success rates with acquired businesses. I have no reason to believe that your company wouldn't follow suit. Reese was in the middle of a meeting with the owners and operators of the LA-based bodyguard agency that his company was in the process of acquiring. He knew that he needed to focus. This would be a major deal, both for him as CEO and for the werewolves around the world who were looking for work. But Reese's mind was 1,100 miles away, and the last 2 nights played on repeat in his head. Focus, Reese. He kept having to force himself back to the meeting. Mr. Gray? I see no reason not to proceed. The current owner of the company was smiling happily. Excellent. Then please allow us to sign the contract. As distracted as he was, Reese was still able to present an offer they would be silly to refuse. As soon as the ink has dried, we will... Reese! Reese froze at the sound of his little bunny calling his name. He looked around the room. No one else appeared to hear her, but he could feel her fear, taste the night air around her. He closed his eyes for a moment and connected with her across state lines. It smelled like she was in the town somewhere, back in Colorado, near the Thai restaurant by the university. But that made no sense. She wasn't supposed to leave the house. Mr. Gray, are you all right? The middle-aged man in the suit sitting across from Reese looked concerned. I'm fine. Reese cleared his throat. He needed to find a way out of this meeting. He pulled out his phone. There were no new messages, but the other men in the room didn't know that. Gentlemen, I apologize, but it appears something has come up. Either myself or a representative on my behalf will be back shortly to finalize this paperwork. Reese shook each man's hand before nearly sprinting out of the room. He called Trinity as soon as he was out of earshot, but her phone went straight to voicemail. His little bunny was supposed to stay inside, so why did it feel like she was in danger? He called Noah. Is the meeting finally over? It was almost 6:30, an hour behind home. The sun had set hours ago. I didn't think it was ever going to end. Something's wrong, Noah. Reese ran down the stairs, not bothering to wait for the elevator. What is it? Are they not selling? No, they're selling. Something's wrong back home. Something's wrong with Trinity. Reese had reached the bottom of the 5 flights in no time at all. His car was parked right out front. Wrong how? Noah was finally taking the call seriously. I don't know yet, but I can sense she's in danger. Reese's call switched to Bluetooth as he started the car and sped off. She's scared, and I can tell she was near the university just now. That makes no sense at all, Reese. Noah's reliance on logic was both a blessing and a curse. Reese didn't have the patience for it right now. I'll try calling her. I already tried. Reese snarled. It went straight to voicemail. We don't have time to waste. Start packing. I'll be there as soon as I can. Reese hung up on Noah as he sped toward the hotel. Lila answered his call on the second ring. Hi, sweetie. How did the meeting go? Mom, is Trinity there? Reese was too panicked to talk about anything else. What? Reese, what's wrong? Is she there? He struggled to remain calm. No, she left with Caleb a little while ago. Reese's heart dropped to the pit of his stomach when he heard those words. Caleb isn't even supposed to be in town, let alone picking my maid up from the house. Then Reese understood with horrific clarity what was really going on. Looks like I've found my mole. Is everything all right? Reese could hear the panic in Lila's voice. No, Mom, it's not. Reese didn't see the point in beating around the bush. Caleb is in on all of the attacks. Reese, no! Lila gasped. I'm on my way back. Reese pulled up to the hotel. We're going to find her. I have to go. Reese skidded to a stop outside the hotel, where Noah was already waiting with their bags. He threw them into the car and jumped into the front seat as Reese sped away. Reese wasn't about to leave his mate to fight against her enemies alone. It was his job to protect her. It was his job to save her. I'm coming, little bunny. They made it to the airport just after 7, not even an hour since he'd heard Trinity calling for him, but it felt like it had been days. Reese hurried to the ticket counter. There were no direct flights available, and he wasn't going to waste valuable time connecting flights at an out-of-the-way airports. He needed to hurry. I'll buy a whole damn plane to get back to my little bunny. Reese calmed his raging wolf. This was LA. There were plenty of private planes for rent. He just needed to find a pilot. After nearly an hour of searching, a copious amount of threats, and a hefty bribe, he managed to find a pilot to fly them to Denver, which was over an hour drive from home. But it was the best they could do. Reese made another call and had a car waiting for them there. He would not waste a second once the plane landed. He needed to find his mate, and quickly.
Reese races against time, fueled by a primal rage and the desperate need to protect his mate. He secures a private plane to Denver, knowing every second counts. As he waits for his flight, his mind races with terrifying possibilities. What has happened to Trinity? How did Caleb gain her trust and lure her away? What are the attackers planning to do with her? Will Reese be able to reach her in time, or will he be too late to save the woman he loves? Hey, I am Trinity. Want to know what happens next? Then click the link in the description below and download the Pocket FM app and listen to the exciting episodes of Chosen by Fate, Rejected by the Alpha.
Pocket FM.
To unlock all the episodes, click the link in bio.